What if the chaos of the world, the screaming news headlines, the rude coworker, the unexpected bills simply bounced off you? What if you could walk through a firestorm of stress without even smelling like smoke? This isn't a superpower reserved for monks or ancient kings. It is a skill. Welcome to INVICTUS X. Today, we are building your unshakable mind. We often live under a massive delusion. We believe that if we can just control our surroundings, if we can just make everyone like us, get that promotion or fix the traffic jam, then we will be happy. But the strongest people in history knew a secret. Power isn't about controlling the world. It's about mastering the only kingdom you truly own, your mind. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who could have had anything he wanted, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the core of what we are discussing today. In a world that profits from your outrage and anxiety, remaining calm is the ultimate act of rebellion. Let's break down the 10 principles from Stoic philosophy that will transform you from a leaf blowing in the wind into a solid rock in a raging river.
The first major shift is viewing obstacles not as roadblocks, but as the path itself. Principle 1. Turn obstacles into your path. Imagine you are at the gym. When you lift a heavy weight, gravity is technically an obstacle preventing you from lifting the bar. But without that gravity, you cannot build muscle. The resistance is the point. Marcus Aurelius and spiritual leaders like Jesus didn't pray for easier lives. They used betrayal, loss, and suffering as fuel to burn brighter. Principle 2. Don't suffer imaginary pains. Seneca, another great Stoic, said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." How many times have you ruined your entire weekend worrying about a Monday morning meeting only for that meeting to go perfectly fine? That is imaginary pain. You paid interest on a debt you didn't even owe. Stop rehearsing disasters that haven't happened. Principles 3 and 4 embrace impermanence and let go. Everything changes. The friends you have today, the job you hold, the health you enjoy, it is all on loan. This isn't meant to be depressing, it's meant to wake you up. When you realize that loss is just a form of change, you stop gripping life so tightly. Imagine holding a handful of sand. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips away. But if you hold your hand open, the sand stays. Letting go isn't giving up, it is choosing peace over the need for control.
Let's pause the list for a moment to look at a concrete example of this. The transcript mentions Viktor Frankl, but I want to introduce you to another figure who embodies this philosophy, James Stockdale. Stockdale was a U.S. Navy vice admiral held as a prisoner of war in Vietnam for over 7 years. He was tortured, isolated, and had no idea if he would ever see his family again. He had zero control over his environment. If he had focused on outside events, when will I be released, he would have broken. Instead, he focused on his internal world. He accepted the brutal reality of his situation, he might die there, while never losing the internal faith that he would prevail in the end. This is known as the Stockdale Paradox. While other prisoners died of broken hearts because they set arbitrary deadlines, "We'll be out by Christmas," Stockdale focused on what he could control, his dignity and his reaction to the torture. He acted like nothing could disturb his spirit, even as they broke his body. If a man in a solitary cell can find an inner citadel of peace, surely we can handle a rude comment on social media or a traffic jam, right?
So how do we apply this? We go back to the principles. Principle 5 and 6, reflection and cultivating peace. You don't get abs by thinking about the gym, and you don't get a stoic mind by reading quotes. You need reps. End your day with a review. Where did I lose my cool today? Why? Peace is a practice, not a destination. Principles 7 and 8, resilience and judgment. Here is a hard truth. Most of your problems aren't problems, they are judgments. A rainy day is just water falling from the sky. It is your judgment, "This rain ruined my picnic," that creates the suffering. Epictetus taught us, it is not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. If someone cuts you off in traffic, that is the event. If you think, "That guy is disrespecting me," that is the judgment. You can't control the car, but you can delete the judgment.
Principle 9. Focus on the process, the how. Society is obsessed with the what, the trophy, the money, the title. Stoicism is obsessed with the how. Did you act with integrity? Did you keep your cool? If you cheat to win, you might have the trophy, but your internal world is rot. I want to add a crucial perspective here that wasn't in the original text. We live in the age of the attention economy. Your phone is a slot machine designed to disturb you. Every notification is a little hook trying to pull you out of your inner citadel. As I found on GLASP, modern interpretations of Stoicism emphasize digital mindfulness. Just as Marcus Aurelius had to ignore the gossip of the Roman court, you must learn to ignore the digital noise. Actionable tip: turn off your non-human notifications. Actionable tip: when you see a rage-bait headline, practice the pause. Ask yourself, does this actually affect my life, or is it just designed to make me angry?